This video is brought to you by Toys-R-Us UK. Use promo code TURTLETALK upon checkout and receive up to 10% off of these selected lines. That's promo code TURTLETALK. Link is in the description. What's going on, Toy Fan? Project Piper Customs here, and welcome back to another Project Piper Customs review. Haven't done one of these in a while, but here we have in front of you is the Mezco Toys 112 Collective Christopher Reeves Superman. Now this just landed on my door today, which is quite funny considering a couple of days ago on the Turtle Talk Live. We were having a look at some in-hand pictures of this and were not really enjoying what we were seeing, but now that it actually is in hand, we might as well have a look at it. So let's go. Okay, before we do anything, first of all, we've just got to take a look at this packaging. This thing is crazy. So we have a tin, a very large tin, as you can see, emblazoned with the Superman emblem from the movie. Okay, and pretty much the entire, well, I can remember the poster art, you know, being in the clouds, and obviously you've got the red and yellow streak with the classic chrome emblem. All right, and yeah, as you can see my hands around it, this thing's quite big. Okay, so we spin it around, and we have the Superman 112 Collective barcode, legalese as the food should say, and yeah, okay, that's pretty much it for the art on the tin. All right, oh, and the top of the lid. Okay, so out of the tub we have this big clamshell. As you can see, we've got the batteries for the display stand with the light up feature, the baggie, classic baggie. We've got all the hands, we've got the Kryptonite, not even sure what that is, and obviously the two alternate heads, the Fortress of Solitude base, all the crystal there. Okay, underneath that I'm guessing that's the regular Mezco stand, Mezco base that, you know, comes with every Mezco figure. Spin it Rooney, we have the classic flight stand. Okay, obviously the figure is out, but we'll be getting into all of this a bit later. Okay, but first let's just not waste any more time. Let's have a look at this figure, shall we? But I think we may need to change the scenery. Hey, and we're back in the room, or alleyway. Anyway, here we have the figure in front of us, and I've got to say, first off the bat, first impressions, it is better in hand. There's no two ways about it. It is a much better figure in hand, proportion wise, in terms of, you know, the build, because some of those in-hand photos that we saw just made him look like he was wearing a skinny dude in pajamas. Don't get me wrong, I do have some issues with the tailoring, but just in hand, proportion wise, you know, I'm not as disappointed as I thought I would be getting this thing. So yeah, as you can see, okay, it's quite tight fitting and snug. Whether this is your cup of tea or not, I mean, personally for me, I do like soft goods, but when it comes to the skin tight stuff, unless you've got a really smooth underbody underneath, you know, in terms of articulation, it's not, you know, really horrible joints, like as you can see here on the thighs. You know, the diaphragm joint here is really sharp. It's going to conform and show all of that, so you really got to have quite a decent buck underneath if you're going to go with a skin tight outfit. Something like a Fison body, I believe, would have been better for this sort of thing, but that's just my opinion on it. But yeah, let me just bring it up close so you can get a better look. Adjust the lighting here. Okay, there we go. Now I do quite like the head sculpt. You know, the head sculpt does remind me of Christopher Reeve. It is quite there. Again, very little detail on the paintwork, and pretty much there's hardly any there. It's just obviously the moulded flesh tone of the plastic. You know, no real shading or highlights going on right there. Again, just one colour for the hair, as you can see. Okay, it's nicely sculpted, not going to knock that at all. Really nicely sculpted on the hair. Okay, and those baby blues, they do just pop. All right. Okay, so yeah, no QC issues that I can see, which is really cool. All right, so yeah, overall the back itself, proportion wise, happy with. Okay, he's got the broad chest and the shoulders as well. Obviously we know Christopher Reeve was quite, you know, he was built, man. People may not think so, but yeah, he was, there's no doubt about it. He had a decent shape to him. Okay, and yeah, just aesthetically all round, the cape is nice. Bendy wire can get a bit fiddly, You know, it's a bit like if you've got the NECA shredder figure, the cape on that. So it does take a while to get it to actually drape down his shoulders where it wanted to ride up, as you can see that one's trying to do right now. Trying to get it to actually just naturally just hang off of his shoulders is quite difficult. You know, if the bendy wire bends outwards, you've got to really fiddle it. So it took a bit of time getting it into this position, but there is bendy wire running down both sides of the cape, nothing along the seam here. But yeah, as you can see, they did put the S on. It is quite nice. All right, but that does, as it is, it's like a ironed on transfer. Okay, so it does want to, you know, it doesn't want to fold here, so just be aware of that. Okay, so yeah, let me know what you guys think straight off the bat as we are looking at it right now. Okay, but now tell me if you can spot some of the issues that I'm going to point out. I'll wait. Did you see it? That's my Nuke's top 5 impression. Okay, I've just let you suffer enough. So let's get into the downsides of what I believe the tailoring could have massively improved on. Unfortunately, this is one of the letdowns that I do have of the figure. And obviously straight off the gate, boom, this stitching. Okay, now I've got my trusty little pointer here, but I do have naturally shaky hands, so it may be a bit like this. Do you see this area? What area are you pointing at, Ben? But yeah, as you can see, the stitching is very just obvious. It's predominant along here as well. I mean, Christ, that's a bunched up knot right there, so it sticks out, making him look like he's got a hernia. And obviously, you know, the cuffs, they're not as conformed to the wrists, forearms as you would like. They do flare out a little bit. I guess that's just to have some give when you're articulating them arms. This is really nicely done. I do have a little bit of a blemish right about here. Let me see if I can bring it close so you can see. It's a bit tough to see, but just let me see if I can get a bit of light on it. Yeah, do you see that little blemish? Sort of right there. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened on that, but I guess that is just one of the QC issues. Hopefully, if you have this figure, that the same thing hasn't happened to yours. But other than that, literally the only thing I've spotted so far QC wise. So far, you know, especially with these companies, I mean, everyone gives NECA crap, but I mean, at the end of the day, they're a cheaper line of figure. When you get premium figures like this at high end price, you don't expect little, you expect little to no QC issues. So if that's the only one I found so far, and it's only noticeable unless you point it out, then so far so good, you know. This is all one piece. Okay, let's have a look at the boots. The boots are nicely sculpted. Okay, you've got some really cool canvas wrinkles there. I like that quite a lot. There we are, all the way around the back. So, you know, very predominant on the back, as you can see. Okay, just noticed there. Well, there you go, a little bit of a paint defect right there. Not sure what that's about, but that's QC issue number 2. But you know, I can live with that. I'm not going to have him posed like this. Oh, well, you can't see me. So yeah, so it's not an issue for me. Okay, but yeah, so but again, very predominant seam lines here, and it's a problem when you're doing you know, 1/12 clothing at this scale. Some companies can pull it off. You look at 3A, and as Tom said, yeah, 3A, and what was the other one? Damn Toys. Is that a brand? There's a 3A and another, I can't remember what the other one is. But they do soft goods amazingly well. And you know, Mezco were leading in that area of expertise, if you will. So it's a real shame that when it came to this, you know, unless it's one of their Gomez's, they really just more focused on the packaging and the accessories rather than the actual figure. So the tailoring itself, you know. So, but anyway, yes, apart from the hideously large stitching that does make him look like he's wearing pajamas, but not as bad as what I thought. Other than that, it's okay. It's okay. Not too shabby, but just wanted to point those areas out in case there were an issue for you as well. Okay, I wanted to be as fair in this review as I can. I want to highlight the good and the bad so you get all the information. Okay, so yeah, there we are in terms of the deco. Okay, moving on to the articulation, so let's bring them forward and let's see what this puppy can do, eh? Okay, so straight off the gate you can see that the neck and the head are a two-piece, not a one. Okay, so we've got double the movement. So just on the head alone, let me see, yep, you can come back out that far, so you can get him looking quite well for a flight pose, but you can look back that much. Let me just raise you a little bit so you can see. There you go. So you can look that back that much, and that is with the neck all the way back and the head. You can look down that much, pretty decent, when he's looking down on the little people. Okay, and of course we've got some good side to side, and you know, some what is love? Yep, all the way around, and yeah. Okay, so we're on two pegs there, one here and one here. Alright, so that's pretty decent. Oh, showing the chest. Okay, he is on a diaphragm, so he does have a ball joint here, waist swivel and a diaphragm. Okay, so you can get real low, not Prince low, but low. Okay, and he does have side to side movement, but just be aware, obviously, if this midsection moves, then you really got to fiddle with it. But yeah, so you've got a side to side twist. Okay, but you don't want to do it too much, just in case you stretch the fabric. He has, arms can go out that much. Okay. Alright, he can go like that, and obviously not a full 360 because the spandex restricts it. Okay, but up from there, he doesn't feel, no, there is no bicep swivel. Oh, there is. I lied. Sorry. Has bicep swivel there. Double jointed elbows. Okay, which is a nice change of pace for Mezco. Alright, not saving it just for your Gomez's. Alright, yeah, I'm sure Punisher and John Wick would love to have some of these. But yes, we do have double jointed elbows, and that brings you about to there. Not too bad. Okay, double jointed elbows, and yes, as you can see, there's a look at the peg on the wrist. So we have a swivel, hinge even, okay, and can swivel. Alright, and that's obviously the same for this arm too. I'm going to get to the lower body. Okay, so we have, obviously, we've got upper thigh swivel, as it's so obvious through the spandex. Okay, not much though, but it can turn. Right, we do have a double jointed knee. Okay, there we are. We do have a boot swivel, and not too high up on the heel. That's pretty much as high as it will go. Can go down some, but then we do have a rocker, so not too bad. Okay, and then out, of course, we have that. Now that is a decent Van Damme. For truth, for justice, for cause light. Alright, so he's got a pretty good Van Damme, but when it comes to kicking forward, he kind of wants to come out this way, and he gets to about there. You know, but Superman was never a martial artist. So there we are. But let's see what he will look like flying. Okay, so let's just try that. Head up. Not too bad, not too bad. You know, a bit more finesse, a bit more finagling, as they say. And yeah, I see that working out. Alright, so I think you're not going to have an issue when it comes to flight poses. I think you're going to be sound as a pound, you know. So yeah, that looks pretty good. If my hand wasn't in the way, there you go. And you never saw him again. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so you can get him into some decent flight poses, which of course is the main thing you're going to want to do with this guy. If you're not going to display him in the big display base, which we will get to shortly. But as I say, not too bad in the articulation. The buck, I understand why they've used this buck. It's just a shame that the joints themselves aren't as well, the best I'll say, you know, it's nice to look at. So obviously with the skin tight suit, it just really makes them stand out. But you know, such is life for a £200 figure. Okay, moving on to some accessories, and here we have them all in the tray. And I know if I lean it too far forward, they're all going to come tumbling out. So let's not do that, and instead lean you forward like that. See? There you go. That's as good as I can get you, unfortunately. Alright, but yeah, as you can see, we've got two alternate heads, set of hands, crystals, kryptonite, and more hands. Okay, so it looks like, see? Okay, so first set of hands we have are two wide open hands, you know, like if you're trying to grab something. Then we have semi-open hands, which obviously will be for holding the kryptonite. Okay, not too bad. And let's have a look and see what one of these actually looks like on him and how easy they are to get off. Now, let's try this one, and with a little ping, that comes off. And we want the correct side, which is here. And there you go, nicely on there. And yeah, not too shabs, does the job. They're alternate hands. There's only so much you can say about them, but they work. We have flying hands, or high-fiving hands if you're feeling funky. But yeah, mainly flying hands, obviously. It is Superman, and they're done well. Okay, good stuff, good stuff. And then we have this hand, just the one, and it's obviously a very closed grip hand for the crystals, and that will go on his left side. Okay, so we just got one like that. And obviously the other set would be the fists that he comes with, naturally. So let's ping this one off, and let's pop this one on. Oh, there we are, on she goes. Okay, I'm going to leave that on there because obviously I want to see how well he holds those crystals. Okay, so in the packaging we have 2 of these clear crystals, as you can see there. Let's get them up close so you can have a look. Alright, and they are quite sharp. Okay, there's a bit of a flashing going on that one, but yes, as you can see they are really sharp, and obviously very small, so you can possibly lose them, so be careful with that. You do get 2. Alright, but you get 2 clear crystals, and we get 1 Kryptonite colour. As you can see there, again, very sharp. Alright, pretty cool though. We're going to see how he takes to holding one. And just like that. Just like that. He's holding the very thing that can kill him. But yeah, that works pretty well. What do you think? Alright, and obviously the same could be done for the other hand. The other crystals, sorry. And next up on the docket, we have this, which is pretty funky. I forgot all about this. This is the Kryptonite. If it will focus for me, there you go. Kryptonite and stone. Okay, which is done. If it was to keep focus for me. Alright, there you go. Oh my word. Sorry about this. There you go. Kryptonite and stone. Okay, so there's the back. And yes, green rock. And it comes on a chain. Like that. Alright, let's just put him on it. Let's bling him out, yeah? Bosh. Okay, and then obviously we do have this big piece of Kryptonite. Alright. Nicely casted, nicely moulded. Really cool to have. Okay, nice, great colour on it. Okay, that will really pop in some light. Okay, especially when you hit it from behind or underneath with some light, or even if you want to go really mental, hit it with a green laser pen, and that thing will pop like you wouldn't believe on camera. And of course, lastly, in the accessories department, I'm making you wait for the base. We have his 2 alternate heads. Okay, we have the Smirk and we have the Austin Powers. So let's have a look at the Austin Powers. Okay, this is the one that everyone was making fun of in the promo art. And yeah, it's his cheesy grin. There's a look at the peg, and that slipped on really nice. And Jesus, that's creepy. Okay, hey ladies. Okay, so here's a look at the creepy head. Get some better light for you. Okay. Again, no real issues with the face in terms of quality control. Again, very bland on the paint detail. But well sculpted. Well sculpted. You see the wrinkles in his face from his smile. Alright, that's pretty decent. Obviously could benefit from a new paint job. I think all 3 of their heads can. So I guess our resident master face painter, Mr. Jack Mitchell, will be getting some work. I hope you're up to the task, mate. And then what's the other head we have here is, again, closed mouth, but more of a grin compared to the other one, which is more serious. Yeah, so there you go. His serious face and his not so serious face. So there you are, look at the head. And again, this one, again, well sculpted. No real issues QC-wise that I can see. Just again, obviously lacking in that paint, but that's to be expected. Okay, let's not make you wait around any longer. Let's have a look at this base, shall we? Okay, so here we are. There you go, Fortress of Solitude in the streets of Metropolis. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Now I've already gone ahead and put in the batteries, okay, which is here, need to be screwed. And yeah, so this looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. You know, well designed. I like this quite a lot. Good design in here. Okay, as you can see, opens up here, and there is a hole where you can put obviously any of the crystals in. So yeah, let's have a look with the light on, shall we? There she goes. Whoa, that is nice. I like the way they've got the light emitting, as you can see there. You know, they've blocked it off. They've light blocked it in really good place. So obviously it just emits from the base as it is in the movie. That's sick. Okay, this is it. So yes, crystals does go in the middle. We know step 1 is obviously putting the batteries in. Step 2, add replace batteries. Battery housing cover, blah blah blah. Step 3, place Kryptonite crystal into the center on the base. And crystal activated light up function is functional when the switch is turned to the middle position. Right, you are. That's probably why it flickered out that first time. So if we do, so that's off, right? Okay. On. That's the middle. Okay, so let's try it, shall we? So you can see what I'm doing. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Now let's try and have a look with the lights off. There you go. There you go. That's really nice. Really nice light up feature. Well done, Mezco. This ain't bad. This ain't bad at all. And before I forget, as most people do when reviewing Mezco, he comes with obviously standard display base with the Superman lettering emblazoned on it, with obviously the sky, which is pretty nice. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a look at that before we moved on. So there we are. And next we'll move on to some size comparisons, and here he is next to the Mezco 112 Netflix Punisher and the Mezco 112 Thor Ragnarok Thor. And here he is next to McFarlane Batman and Deathstroke from Arkham. Clearly this wouldn't work in the setup, but yeah, here you go. And here he is next to Marvel Legends Wolverine and Mystique from the X-Men movies. And here we have him next to the Mafex Avengers Infinity War Thor, and probably the only character that can whoop Superman's ass, John Wick. And here he is next to NECA Biff Tannen from Back to the Future and NECA Casey Foot Soldier. So overall, I'm not as disappointed with this figure as I thought that I would be. There are clear areas which do let it down, which is of course the tailoring, but the proportions are there, the sculpt is really good. I have pretty much little to no QC issues, barring the little blemish on the chest and a little paint defect on the back of the heel. But other than that, the accessories are great. I really like the base, the light up feature is really good, and he can pose well. So all in all, I've got to give it a 6.5 to 7 out of 10. You know, if the tailoring had been top notch, and I think it would have pushed it right over the edge and brought it up to an 8 and 9. Sadly, I don't think this is his Mezco's best, but it's not as bad as what I thought it would be. And you know, I was worried about the Keaton Batman for a time after seeing those in-hand pictures, but now not so much. You know, I'm pretty confident that that will be a really great figure, and that figure and this one will look great together. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below if you have this figure and what you think of it. But yeah, other than that, that will wrap it up for this review. Thanks very much for watching, and if you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe and like this video if you enjoy it. You know, there's a whole range of content on the channel to keep you busy, ranging from custom work to toy photography to live streaming. We do a live show on Saturdays, Turtle Talk Live, which we go over all the latest goings on in the world of action figures and pop culture, and also live customizing. Okay, so plenty there to keep you busy, and hit that bell notification so you can stay up to date with all the latest content dropping. And that'll be it. Okay, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.